Creating columns with flowing text. This video will help you learn about linked text boxes and text that can flow from one text box into another. Before diving into the technical details, let's have an overview of how this object type is used in graphic designs. I've prepared a menu design for a cafe with its own bakery. The list of different bread types is in one column. The list of desserts occupies another column. These columns look independent, but in fact they aren't. If we decrease the height of the first column, the text that exceeds its capacity will flow into the second column. This happens because the text boxes that create the columns are linked together. Linked text boxes form a sequence in which each text frame knows its place in the order. Tags with numbers at the top of each frame display this order. Text always begins in the first text box. If there's not enough space, the text overflows into the second text box, and so on. If all of the present text boxes are full, but there's more text remaining, the last frame in the sequence will display a red plus icon on the right-hand side. This plus indicates that a portion of the text didn't fit and therefore cannot be displayed. Let me show you how linked text boxes work by drawing columns from scratch. We already know from the red plus icon that our text wouldn't fit into a single column. By using the plus icon to create a new text box, we link it to the first one, which allows the text to flow into the second column. The top of the frame displays a tag with the number of the text box in the sequence. If I delete the second column, the remaining first column will have no tag. This means that this text box is no longer a part of a sequence, so there's no need for numbering. Take a look at the controls on the text frame. Apart from the handles that help you resize and rotate the text box, there are two bigger squares on the sides. They work as link points of text boxes in the sequence. The left square embodies the input, and the right square becomes the output of a text box. The icon inside each square indicates whether the current text box is linked to another text box. The text frame displays these controls only when the Move tool is activated. Let's start from the beginning again, but now we will create 3 columns. As long as a text box is alone, the squares on its sides are blank, which means that nothing is linked to them. I'm going to add a new text box for the second column, which also has blank input and output at the moment. To link them, we need to click on the output of the first column and then click on the second one. You can see that the connected input and output now have icons with small triangles. This means that either before or after the current text box, there is another text box in the sequence. If you click on such an icon, you will be able to break the link by clicking on the same text box or on the text box you want to unlink. The text boxes have now become independent. The entire text has jumped into the first text box. Just remember that unlinking doesn't split text into parts. If you activated the linking or unlinking mode by mistake, cancel it by pressing the Escape key or by activating another tool in the Tools panel. Let's undo and try something different. For that, we need some space in the middle. The same tool that unlinks text boxes has a second function. In the free space, we can draw with it a new text box. This new text box will be inserted right after the first one. The former second text box will become the third in the sequence. Now we can add more text to the last column. We just learned how to unlink and insert text boxes using the control on the right-hand side. The left control has similar capabilities. To delete any text box in the sequence, you just need to select it and press the Delete key. If there are multiple sequences of linked text boxes in the design, numbered tags in one sequence will have a color that is different from other sequences. In this video, there was already text in the text boxes, but you can start with a layout of empty frames. The controls on an empty frame let you add linked text boxes before and after it, as we did before. Once the frames are placed and sized properly, you can insert the content. This would work best if, for example, our menu had multiple pages with many more dishes and drinks arranged in columns. In this case, the layout that was already created would become a template that you could copy to all pages. Thank you for watching. See you for the next tutorial.